Sagittarius, you begin October not with the roar of a quest but with the elegant hum of strategic diplomacy. The universe has placed a cosmic spotlight directly onto your 11th house of community, hopes and alliances, where the great sun and the quicksilver Mercury are gracefully gliding through the balanced sign of Libra. For the first 10 days of this month, the secret to your success lies not in your independent pursuit, but in the alliances you forge and the networks you navigate. You are called to become the social architect, the one who harmonizes groups, mediates disputes, and subtly secures the necessary political capital for your future ascent. The 11th house governs your biggest, most ambitious dreams, and the people who hold the keys to those dreams. With the energy of Libra here, your communication must be polished, persuasive, and utterly fair. This is not the time for your usual, beloved blunt honesty. This is the time to employ the velvet glove. You will find yourself indispensable in situations where consensus is required. A long-term vision for a creative collaboration, the launch of a group project, or the strategic direction of an organization needs your clarity, but it needs your charm even more. Every email, every meeting, and every casual coffee conversation is an opportunity to gather information and subtly position yourself as the indispensable leader. Imagine you are at an industry event. Instead of dominating the conversation with your own vast plans, you find yourself effortlessly drawing out the needs and resources of others. You secure a critical promise of funding from one contact simply by listening to their concerns about their own reputation and framing your project as the perfect, balanced solution. The key to winning this week is to master the art of the equitable deal. You are collecting powerful chips for a game that will be played later this month. If you have felt distant from your peers or unsure of your position within a collective, this transit provides the perfect energy to repair and realign those relationships. You are being judged on your commitment to the collective good, not just your personal success. Prove that you are a team player, and your wishes will be granted. The smooth, strategic hum of Libra is suddenly and spectacularly interrupted by a celestial climax, the full moon in the impulsive sign of Aries on October 6th. This blinding lunar light shines directly upon your 5th house of creativity, romance, and pleasure. This full moon is a moment of raw, unyielding truth. The 5th house is where you express your unique identity, take risks, and find joy. In Aries, this truth is often delivered with speed and fire, demanding an immediate response. Something you started weeks or months ago, a passionate pursuit, a secret project, or a dramatic romantic situation, reaches its unavoidable zenith. This is a powerful release of creative or emotional energy. You may find that a work of art, a creative pitch, or an innovative idea that you were nervously holding back suddenly bursts into the public eye, demanding immediate attention and receiving an overwhelmingly enthusiastic, fiery response. The moment forces you to move from private tinkering to public debut. For matters of the heart, the full moon can bring a sudden, definitive declaration. A casual connection you thought was just fun demands commitment or a clear separation. The ambiguity ends here. You realize with shocking clarity what or whom you truly desire. You must honor the intensity of this feeling, for it holds the key to your joy. The tension of this first decade is palpable. You must be the elegant, careful diplomat in your career and community, yet simultaneously be the impulsive, brave truth-teller in your heart. Use the fiery clarity of the full moon to inform the strategic elegance of your networking. What you discover you truly want in your heart must now be subtly woven into the alliances you build. Sagittarius, you leave the social arena feeling well-connected and professionally positioned. Now the cosmos is demanding that you anchor your ambition into tangible, enduring power. This decade is defined by a seismic, necessary dive into the world of shared wealth, absolute truth, and psychological fusion. The shift in energy is immediate. Around the 9th, Venus, the planet of value, glides into Virgo, ascending to your 10th house of career and public image. The days of charming, casual networking are over. This Venus transit demands perfection, meticulous refinement, and ethical execution in your professional life. Your reputation will now be built on the quality of your deliverables, not just the boldness of your ideas. If you are signing a contract, pitching a business plan, or seeking promotion, Venus insists on flawless, detailed preparation. You must prove your professional worth with tangible results. This period of precise execution is your prerequisite for receiving the massive reward to follow. This entire decade hinges on one monumental, life-altering event: the grand ingress of your planetary ruler Jupiter, into the watery, formidable sign of Cancer on October 18th. Jupiter settles into your 8th house of transformation, shared resources, mergers, and psychological depth. For you, the eternal traveler, the 8th house holds the fuel for your next great journey. It governs loans, debt, taxes, investment portfolios, inheritance, and the financial lifeblood you share with partners. This is not about the small money you earn hourly. This is about generational wealth and the massive resources controlled by institutions or others. When Jupiter, the great expander, enters this house, it doesn't just offer you a small break. It offers you leverage and the resources of the world on a massive scale. This is the sudden, blessed shift that validates your entire direction. The 8th house is where you confront financial fear. Jupiter's arrival provides the ultimate antidote. The financial structures that once felt like a cage, a mortgage, a business loan, an investment, now become the engine for dramatic growth. You may receive word on or just after the 18th that a complex loan application for a major creative venture or property purchase has been approved with extraordinarily favorable low-interest terms. The universe is telling you to bet big on your vision because the resources are there. Alternatively, a spouse or trusted business partner may secure a massive bonus, funding round, or successful investment that instantly and significantly elevates your shared net worth. The funds arrive not through your individual effort, but through a trusted alliance, demanding that you embrace the power of collaborative wealth. A debt that felt crushing may suddenly be restructured, forgiven, or refinanced in a way that creates immediate breathing room. This is the cosmos clearing your ledger so you can move forward unburdened. The money comes through unexpected benevolence, a tax resolution, or a favorable legal settlement. Jupiter's expansion in the 8th house demands more than just smart business. It insists on profound emotional honesty. The 8th house is also the sector of intimacy, secrets, and psychological fusion. Jupiter compels you to merge not just financially but spiritually and physically with another soul. The connections you make now are intense, demanding total transparency. The universe is offering you resources, but it requires that you prove you can handle that power through genuine vulnerability. If you have been avoiding deep, difficult emotional or financial conversations with a partner, this transit will insist on them. The reward for this terrifying act of intimacy is exponential growth. You are being asked to dismantle your fiercely independent financial habits and agree to truly share a destiny. An important relationship moves rapidly into a territory of shared assets, shared living arrangements, or a formal commitment. You find a rare, profound level of trust that allows you to release old emotional debts and inherit a new shared sense of purpose. This transit shows you that the wealth of connection is just as vital as the wealth of capital. You may confront a fear of dependence or an old trauma related to control. Jupiter is here to heal that. By confronting the fear and trusting the process of merging, be it with a partner or an institution, you access power and resources that were previously unavailable to you alone. The energy of this decade is high stakes and overwhelmingly rewarding. The cosmos is handing you the tools of true sustainable wealth and emotional depth. Your job is to wield them with the wisdom and integrity of the archer who knows that the resources of the world are now available to fund your quest, provided you honor the vow of trust. You have been granted extraordinary leverage. Now prepare to use it to secure your future, before the shadows of the final decade call you home. Sagittarius, the clock of your annual cycle is running out, and the universe is demanding a final, intensely personal accounting. After the external action of the first 2 decades, the energy of the month dramatically pivots. You must now shift your focus from the external world to the internal world, from the public arena to the private sanctuary. On October 23rd, the sun crosses the celestial threshold into Scorpio, plunging into your 12th house of closure, retreat, and the subconscious. For you, the eternal nomad of the Zodiac, this shift is often felt physically. Your visible stamina will drop, your tolerance for trivial social noise will evaporate, and you will feel a profound, non-negotiable urge to withdraw. The 12th house is where you confront the accumulated psychic dust and the lingering emotional residue of the past cycle. This withdrawal is not optional. It is the necessary maintenance for the powerful assets you have just acquired. You cannot manage Jupiter's sudden influx of wealth and opportunity, Chapter 2. If your internal operating system is still clogged with old fears and unresolved dramas. Your task now is passive observation. Retreat from the front lines and simply witness what rises to the surface. Old memories, subtle anxieties, and recurring emotional patterns will emerge from the deep. These are not random. They are the 12th house, presenting the final list of items that must be consciously processed and released before your birthday season arrives. If you made a major financial deal around the 18th, your first mandate is to protect it. Scorpio in the 12th house demands secrecy. Do not boast, do not discuss the details, and do not make frivolous plans with your new funds. You are incubating your power. Any attempt to show off or break your solitude will result in energy leakage or the manifestation of unexpected opposition. You may find yourself revisiting a long-forgotten injustice or a source of deep personal shame. This psychological replay is the 12th house working its magic. By allowing the memory to surface, by observing it without judgment, you are performing a spiritual exorcism. You are identifying the emotional debt, tearing up the cosmic invoice, and releasing the energy that was secretly fueling a self-sabotaging habit. You are being cleaned out piece by agonizing piece, to make room for your new expansive self. This feeling of internal pressure is intensified and weaponized on October 27th, when Mars, the planet of action and aggression, also enters the 12th house of Scorpio. Mars in the 12th house is the ultimate shadow battle. Your instinct is to use Mars to charge forward, but here the energy is redirected. Your action is happening behind the scenes, in your dreams, in your quiet strategies, and most importantly, against the hidden enemy within. This is the time to confront your core resistances. If you are prone to procrastination, escapism, or avoidance, Mars is giving you the surgical precision and determination to finally cut the cord on these behaviors. The aggression you normally reserve for external challenges must be turned inward to demolish your own limitations. Mars provides the ruthless discipline to finally break that frustrating, repetitive cycle. The late-night scrolling that drains your morning energy, the tendency to self-medicate minor stresses, or the refusal to commit to a structured routine. You are given a brief, intense window to vanquish the inner saboteur, turning your latent frustrations into focused, self-directed resolve. While the fight is mostly internal, the 12th house also rules hidden enemies and plots. If you are involved in a high-stakes competitive environment, especially after securing Jupiter's bounty, this transit is a warning. This is not the time to confront a suspected opponent. It is the time to gather evidence in absolute secrecy. Be vigilant about the paperwork related to your new fortune. Mars in the 12th gives you the instinct to sense where the betrayal lies, demanding silent observation rather than vocal accusation. Keep your final move completely veiled. The month culminates with a potent new moon in Scorpio in your 12th house. A new moon is always a blank slate, and here, it is a sacred portal of final release. This is your most powerful moment of the entire year to set intentions, not for future gain, but for total, non-negotiable closure. You are performing the ritualistic burial of your old year. Do not set intentions for new career goals. Instead, set intentions for profound psychological freedom. I completely and permanently release the fear of being seen that has held me back. I establish spiritual boundaries that are impenetrable to negative energy. Use the new moon to perform a physical act of closure that empowers your internal work. This could be deleting thousands of old, useless emails that clog your digital space, thoroughly cleansing your home environment, or destroying physical mementos tied to painful memories. This final, symbolic act prepares the soil of your soul. You are currently in a state of grace and final preparation, my Sagittarius. You secured the funding and the allies. Now you must clean out the engine room. You are not lost in the dark. You are refining your aim in silence, pooling your essential quiet force. When the sun enters your sign in November, you will be a clean, powerful vessel, ready to launch the most brilliant, expansive phase of your life in a decade. Trust the necessity of this final, deep retreat.